Alright, back to our regularly scheduled programming. So today in this video we're going to be going over what I believe are the top 10 most definitive improvements there can be made to Professions. Now hopefully this comes to the devs in time for their new iteration on Professions for the War Within. If not, let's see how many they thought of on themselves, or let's see how many we can get hopefully out of this new expansion. So let's get into it. All right, let's start off things with number 10. And number 10 is very simple. It's better tools. Now, in the beginning, we can start off with our green tools, right? Our 2 accessories and our tool. Then we can get, with the metal. Once we get enough metal, we can send off and get our blues, and get a lot of skill out of those and a lot of stats. And then there's some professions that can get epics, and I thought that they dropped the ball a bit on that. I think that there could have been a more evolution as to kitting yourself out with epics. Now the thing is, maybe they only wanted to leave you with one epic per class or certain classes, but wouldn't it be nice if we can get we can make that progression. We start with greens, right? Then we get our blues, and then we get our purpies, and then let's say down the road, after you've been a master of your craft, you could get that legendary. Imagine a legendary hammer for black. Okay, now let's get into number 9. And what I wrote down is get rid of Artisan's Metal. I think this is a layer of complexity that we just don't need. In the beginning, it was a rush to get this metal, to get knowledge points, to get your tools, and I think at the end of the day, it's just not necessary. I think we could just be rid of Artisan's Metal. Simple as that. Okay, number 8. And number 8, I wrote it to me here. Get rid of crafting tables. Now, in the beginning, I believe the devs were like, oh, we want to have these crafting tables where people can come up to the crafter and they get to ask him, hey, can you make this for me, and yada yada yada. But the truth of the matter is, you know it, I know it, we're sitting at a crafting table, and for one, we don't even see any other crafters. You might see one come along every once in a while, but you never, and I've spent hours at crafting tables, not a single person has come up to me to ask me, hey, can you make this for me? No, it's all in trade. Trade chat, that's where everything happens as far as getting crafts done. So to that extent, let's say you don't want to get rid of them, right? But don't have them all spread all over the place. A lot of people have 2 professions, right? So for instance, I have leatherworking and engineering on my main. Leatherworking is way the hell down, in Veldraken, and then engineering is way up at the top level, up in the corner by the PvP stuff. And so I have to keep, of course, thank God for dragon riding, but I gotta go back and forth to see if there's any crafts at all, which again, that's another issue, right? But just get rid of them. It was so nice before. You can just park yourself wherever, do your crafts, unless you were a blacksmith, which you needed an anvil, right? But you could get portable anvils, just pop them and bang stuff out on them, right? Or even if you were like you had that racial, right? You can be your own workstation. That's interesting. But if you don't want to get rid of them, how about this? You know how like in the PvP Enclave, you have all your PvP stuff, your single target, your raid, your tank, all that stuff. What if you made like a little workshop enclave where it's kind of like a strip mall? You have all the professions in one location. They're all next to each other. Kind of like in the Niffin. Down in the Zaralek Cavern, how they're all like one, sort of next to each other. They're a lot closer, but make that even smaller. Kind of like that little hut inside Zaralek Cavern. Have them all inside. And let's say, shoot, that'd be awesome if you had an auction house right there. Just be able to buy and sell stuff, and with obviously like a mailroom type of thing. You get in your items. Very workshopy type of place where it's where everything happens, right? because this whole thing having them spread out, or just having people around. This is an MMO, of course. Having other people doing other crafts, and you can actually interact. You can see the player there, and you can target them and say, hey, this or that. But here, having them all spread over the part, no. And just more things to help crafters, sell and interact with people. Have a board where they, or kind of like that artisan consortium places, have that integrated, that kind of stuff. So I don't want to get too much more into it, but just get rid of the crafting tables, make the crafting experience better or more, unified. All right, number 7, no more inspiration. Get rid of that shit. I hate it. I hate having to rely on procs for crafting. Leave that crap in, rating and Mythic Plus and all the other stuff for your kit. Get it out. Get it out of crafting. It's upsetting having to tell people, hey, I need you to send stuff at rank 4 because it needs to proc to rank 5, and then be like, oh, I thought you could make them 5. Yeah, no, just more frustration. Just get rid of it. We don't need it. This whole inspiration crap. Yeah, while you were brainstorming this stuff, yeah, it might have sounded cool, but no, in practice, it doesn't work. Just get rid of it. That's the end of it. Okay, number 6. Number 6 is no more different qualities. Get rid of them. I'm sick of them having quality 1, quality 2, quality 3. Just get rid of them. It was so refreshing to get these enchanted crests. You just need the Draco Sith, the Purple Diamond, or the purple gem, the blue gem, some dust, and that NPC stuff, trinket, whatever they give you have to get, and that's it. No having to deal with, can I proc it, can I not? It's just, it takes this, and it takes so many of these, and you're done. That's it. No more having to deal with different qualities, or trying to sell your stuff, or even looting a mob. Like, oh, I only got rank 2s. Oh, or quality. I mean, again, the whole ranking, quality bullshit, mixing them up. Oh, before you would mine, you would get the material that you mined, and the only difference was, would you proc 1 to 8, right? Materials or whatever. This way just makes it a lot easier, especially in backspace. It is easier, so many different things. Just get rid of this whole quality stuff. Just get rid of it. You need this and this, and that's it. Number 5. And the number 5 I wrote down, no more ranks. Okay, we just came from qualities. Right now we got to deal with ranks. Again, this is the same thing, the same problem we had back in Shadowlands. Nobody wants rank 1, rank 2, rank 3, rank 4. I think what happened in Shadowlands is that they were a little more spaced out, where you could, go by getting that rank 1, the rank 2, or you could wait, right, to save on money, and wait till you could craft those rank 4s. Did we ever go to rank 5? I don't think we did, right? Rank 5 legendaries? No, we just rank 4. Basically, just nobody wants these lower ranks, right? Everyone tries to get those rank 5s, and if they have a rank 4, their OCD kicks in, and they don't want it. They keep searching for someone that can make them rank 5s. And again, having to do with the inspiration, like I said before, just get rid of them. If you can make the craft, make it, right? Again, with this whole enchanted crest, you have it, you have the crest to boost it. Okay, that makes sense. But just get rid of the ranks. Just get rid of them. All right, number 4. Number 4, I wrote more knowledge points or reapply. And what I mean about reapply, well, actually, let's start with more knowledge points. I want to be able to get more knowledge points from different places. Now, I liked it how it was before, that you would get knowledge as you crafted the items, but I understand it's a pay-to-win type of thing, that you can just send yourself orders, and if you have enough money, if you could be to buy the materials, you can it's a race to the top to see who has more money and can make the higher crafts. Now, Again, that could all be ironed out, smoothed out by making these things last longer. So again, I understand how before it was with like soul dust. You could only get so much soul dust to make your legendaries in a week. So week 4, you would get, be able to make that rank 2, and so on and so forth. So with the points, I want you to be able to get more points by doing, let's say, more content. And another thing I want to talk about is the whole reapply. Now, you know how you do a dungeon or something like that, or even a raid, and you get a drop, and you get like 2 hours in-game time to trade it to somebody else before it becomes permanently soulbound to you. How about if, for instance, and this has happened to me, that you put in knowledge points into a certain tree and you hit apply, and then you realize, oh my god, I was looking at which one to put in, that I ended up leaving the one that I didn't want to highlighted when I thought I was putting points into the one that I really wanted, right? And now I'm screwed. There's no, rewind thing. There's a rewind until you hit apply, but there's no rewind after you hit, apply. So how about if you get like 2 hours to play with those points, right? And if you feel that you don't like that branch, right, you can refund them in 2 hours time. Now there's certain ways that you could like put in that you don't abuse them. Like once you've refunded those points and you spend them again, they're non-refundable, right? Now wherever you spent them, it's done. Now how much time do you have to refund them? A couple hours would be fine. Maybe a day, right? So you can try it out for a day. See if you want to, like, say you put 15 points into this, it's not working out, or you change your mind, you don't want to pursue that certain tree, you can get them refunded, or make that points can be refunded whenever. It's just that whenever you refund them, you get, I don't know, half a point, quarter point, but you can get something back, kind of like before when the legendaries, you would destroy a legendary and you would get some materials back. Same thing with knowledge points. You could destroy them, get them back, and get a fraction of them. Get half of them back, right? That you could put into something else if you made a mistake, or if you don't really like the path you chose. Make it less punishing to make decisions in crafting. If you're going to continue with this whole knowledge point stuff. Right. This is going to be an easy one. Number 3, customer provides all the mats. Just get rid of this whole thing of like they can provide some mats or not. You've seen the shenanigans that are going on in the personal order, the public orders, that they, oh yeah, they'll put a juicy 5K, tip for the craft, but it ends up being like 20K in materials for the craft, and someone just gets suckered into making that because they think they provided all of the mats, or having to get these add-ons to tell you which crafts have all of them or have some, right? It's just let's get rid of that. The customer gets all the materials and provides you for the order, and that's it. And that way you can work on getting your resourcefulness or your multi-craft or whatever it may be, right? Well, not multi-craft. The resourcefulness. Okay, number 2, and this goes with a lot of things, but it's basically a better exchange. And by better exchange, I mean a better way to interact with people that want the crafts made. Because right now, it's all in trade. I got a bunch of people on ignore because of all the spam that goes on in trade, to just be able for me to see people that want crafts done, and then having to message them. And then the thing is, they get messaged, right? Let's someone posts, I need, a wrist or a sword or whatever it may be, and they just get bombarded with DMs, right? And then they have to sift through and talk to all these people to see how many they charge and what they can and cannot do, and it's a lot of friction. So there needs to be a better exchange. I've thought of maybe like a storefront, or maybe a place where you could go and you could see how many blacksmiths there are, right? Or how many inscriptionists there are. And then from there you can see, okay, well, I need to get this thing done. Who can do weapons? Who can do armor? Or, or better yet, like say, you need a certain item, right? And you can see everyone that can craft it that is on that server. And then maybe a rating system. Kind of weird about rating systems, but I don't know. Maybe something like who provides the fastest crafts, right? This person usually gets back to a person that submits an order within such amount of time. So that way you just pick somebody and you send them the order. And of course, if they don't get back to you, or they have bad reviews, or whatever it may be, you know, you can get that done, right? And you as a crafter, you don't have to be spamming trade. You log in, you log into work, right? You're like, hey, I'm ready, I'm open for business, right? You flip the sign, and this is what I can do, right? And you're there, or you have to be in a certain area, or I don't know, something to that effect. But the way we have it right now, with having to do with trade and all these messaging, and it's a very rough system, and there can be a lot more refinement to that. Okay. Last but not least, because it's number one, right, is let us sell our fucking shit on the auction house, right? So hear me out. How nice it is that you can just, when I need something, I just go to the store, pick it up, pay for it, and I have it. So easy. Imagine now if you had to do all these shenanigans we had to do in-game in the real world. We'd be pulling our hairs out. Now, let us just sell our stuff on the auction house. Again, here's something how we can think of to, like, you know, send stuff back to those crafters that are at the enclave, right? Like I said before. Here's the thing. So in Shadowlands, you had to buy the base legendary, right? And because we're talking about gear, because what other stuff do you craft like that can be resent to crafters? So you buy the base item. You needed a missive, but now we're adding, you know, enchants and embellishments and all these other kinds of stuff, right? And so, how about somebody goes and buy that stuff and then takes it to a crafter and says, "Hey, I want you to refine this. I want you to tinker with it and make it, you know, just so." Kind of like you buy a car, right? And you're like, okay, there's a sound system that comes in the car. You know, it's a base sound system, but you want to go all out. And you want to put it in subwoofers. You want to put in your, you know, your Kenwood deck, or whatever it is that these kids use now, right? And what were the brand names? Pinewood. I can't remember. I remember Kenwood was like one of the famous ones. Anyways, you go and you tell them, hey, you know, I just bought this car, but I want to put, you know, this sound system in, or, you know, I want to put this turbo into the engine, right? I want to modify it, you know, and that way, the people that just want to make the crafts, you know, the base materials, they can put them up and they can make sales. The people who want to specialize in, you know, tweaking it or making it different, or want to do both, they're there. But just let us. I hate this whole thing that you can't sell on the auction house. Just let us sell on the freaking auction house. That's basically it. All right. With that said, that is my top 10 picks to how to improve professions. Of course, there's probably things that I've missed, but those are the things that I thought of that were at least my biggest pain points in professions, and that I believe that can be refined and made better, you know, quality of life, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. So tell me what you thought. I really want your feedback on this. Tell me what you think, things that I missed, or, you know, of what I talked about, and leave them in the comments, and I'll be there, and I'll be definitely reading them because I love reading the comments. Anyways, guys, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and hopefully they listen to some of these things, right? Or let's see how many we got right.